Hello, everybody. Welcome to Introduction to Jquery. My name is Oziri Emeka Emmanuel from foreigncodes.com, and on this course, I'm going to be taking us through everything about jQuery. We're going to be touching everything about jQuery. So, in this course, we're going to check what jQuery is, how to build dynamic effects with jQuery, etc. So, we're on the jQuery.com page, and it's self-explanatory. You could see what jQuery is and what jQuery can do. So jQuery is quite is a JavaScript library, okay? And when I mean a JavaScript library, like it's a child from JavaScript. Like JavaScript is the father, and jQuery is the daughter or son, or anything you could call it. So and it is quite fast and small, okay? jQuery has the ability to what's it called to do a lot of DOM manipulation on your website. And when I mean DOM manipulation, I mean it could change a lot of things on HTML structure or HTML code. Okay, and it does that fast. And when I mean it does that fast, is that there are other JavaScript libraries or plugins to say we have, but jQuery is kind of the fastest so far. And there are a lot of industry using jQuery. Now, if you look at it, it says it's lightweight. The minified version of jQuery is just 30 kilobyte, and it supports CSS3. And most importantly, it is cross-browser. Is a cross-browser library. And what I mean by cross-browser library is that it supports a lot of browsers. I mean to say, it supports Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Internet Explorer 7 and above, Safari, Android, and iOS. Okay, so let's dive in. So why do we need jQuery for our website? We need jQuery on our website to make it more dynamic. For instance, a website will be very dull and slim if we don't have a lot of effects on it. Now we could use jQuery to run calculations, to create games, to do a lot of stuff. Like for instance, now in the previous version before the release of jQuery, we could use JavaScript to make Ajax call, but it used to be more complex making Ajax call with JavaScript because the functionality is crazy. The lines of code we have to write was much, and it wasn't much secured. And jQuery Ajax is not actually very secure, but we could work with that. So and also animations is one of the coolest feature of jQuery. Um it's crazy. I'm gonna cover all of this in next section of our course in next videos. Okay, so one other thing I would like to point out is jQuery slims down our code. Okay, it makes our code a little bit more shorter than the regular JavaScript code. The regular JavaScript code could say 10 lines or 5 lines to run a simple animation, but jQuery does that in say 5 to 6 lines, 3 or 2 in fact. There are a lot of methods and functions we could call that does that for us. Okay, so if you go to the jQuery.com website, you could download the library here. Okay, and there are two sections of it. You could either download the development version or the production version. So the production version is if it's for say single use on your website. You just want to do a little tweak and stomp some things on your website. So the production version comes in the minified and unminified version. So why the development version comes handy if you want to develop plugin for jQuery. Say on your website you want to develop a kind of plugin that helps you validate credit cards. You could actually do that with jQuery development version. Okay, so there are a lot of features, and if you just come down here, you would see these in play. You could see this is kind of like an effect, a toggle effect, which on regular JavaScript is going to take pretty much a lot of lines. So that's that about jQuery. And jQuery also has other plugins, and by plugins I mean things that I would call this the grandchild of jQuery. Okay, JavaScript is the parent, jQuery is the child, and plugins are the grandchild. Okay, so example of those plugins is the jQuery Ui and jQuery Mobile. Those are the most popular, and we have Sizzle, we have QUnit, and lot of them, a whole lot of them. So I'm just gonna take us on jQuery Ui and jQuery Mobile. Okay, so I'll start with jQuery Mobile. jQuery Mobile, as you can see on my page here, gives us a whole lot of functionality to build designs based on mobile prospection. I mean, our designs kind of fitting and work well with mobile. Like for instance, if I'm to run or to build a kind of select box on a website, sorry for that. If I'm to build a kind of a select box on website, it looks kind of very website like. I'm sorry to use that word. It looks like it's a website, the select box. Now if you to compare that with when you actually go to calendar on your mobile phone, on your Android phone, and click on a select option, it's kind of like a pop-up, a dialog box. It's look integrated with the mobile device. Okay, so this whole feature jQuery UI actually helps us in doing that. Okay, it helps us in building very dynamic and mobile integrated design. And just here you could generate anyone you feel like using here. And for instance, if I'm to do the checkbox, you look the on and off, and also the select. Now this is what I meant when I mean the select. If you see the select, if I'm to view this on a mobile phone, you'd see it's kind of integrated like in designing it. And if you could check, yeah, this is a range slider. It's very cool, and it is also scroll responsive. What I mean by scroll responsive is that we could actually scroll past this on a mobile phone, which if I'm to use the regular HTML CSS way for this, it's not going to look more like that. Okay, so then you could look at other options like let's say for instance this is a menu and this is a home. Just imagine this, picture this, using this feature on your website. So a lot of preaching on that. I think we'll cover that in next session of our course, as in next videos in our course. Okay, hope to see you there. And the other one I want to talk about is the jQuery UI. So jQuery UI has this a lot of functionality too, and it's just like jQuery user interface for more specifically for website. Okay, so it has a draggable, droppable, resizable, selectable, sortable, and a whole lot of effect. In fact, we're gonna cover some of this in the course. Okay, so I told us about downloading jQuery. Sorry, I'm calling it JavaScript. I told us about downloading jQuery, and here's what we could do. We could download the production or the development. Okay, the production is compressed, development is uncompressed, and we could download the map file. The map file is just like a source to the uncompressed version, to the compressed version. I mean, so if you download this guy, you might want to keep this in your server. Okay, if you keep this in your server, most of the time the browser might want to refer to this guy, so you just have to have it in your server. And if you don't have it in your server, no problem, it's not gonna cost you anything, but just that you're gonna have this this little notice in your console. I'm sorry I'm taking us too far on this one. Isn't supposed to be an introduction lecture, but I just want you to get the whole knowledge about jQuery before we kickstart. Okay, so I know if this is your first time of hearing about jQuery, you're probably gonna be lost. You might not know what jQuery actually does. Do I've explained it, but we still need to view this more physically, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take us on some couple of projects which I have done with jQuery, and I'm also gonna teach it on this course too. So feel free, relax, and let's check on the first one. So the first one I have here is this kind of cool website that actually does money transactions, sends money transaction to people. And just before it does that, there's just something I wanted it to do. I wanted to be able to let people to pay. So if I click on the button, you see it shows up this section. If I reload, let me reload to do that, and I click on continue to payment, you see it kind of fade in the section and hides the button. Now this is the most interesting part. So if I enter the currency or the amount I want to pay, now watch what happens. Now you see the conversion here happens automatically. It automatically does the conversion from dollar to naira. I think that's a rate of 380 naira per dollar. So it multiplies all the value we have here by 380, and it has this delimiter, it has the comma to it that makes it look more friendly, more currency like. Now without this comma, it's gonna be like just numbers and people would not be able to understand it. That means our app users will not be able to understand it. And and after this, it adds a certain percentage of this amount. So it has a 20% of this amount to the actual amount, and the 20% of the transaction you're having is actually our gain, or should I say our profit, or the service fee. Okay, so this is crazy, it's wonderful, and just watch. Okay, so you see, the more I input data, it automatically adds the delimiter itself. I didn't do anything, I just added at the end. It's crazy. So another thing I want to show us is other effects jQuery does. Okay, so I'll show us this one first. So if I'm able to resize this to more smaller screen version and close this guy and click on this guy, you would see it kind of slides the menu in. It's called off canvas menu. Okay, so if I click on this, it goes hiding somewhere I can't see. If I click on this, now watch, when I click on this, there's this kind of animation you see. So this is the kind of animation jQuery does. So if I click on this guy, it says sub menus and a lot of possibilities and a lot of functionality. Okay, so one other thing which I want to talk about, which we'll be doing in this course too, is the animate. Okay, so say for instance I click on this guy. Now you watch the animation roll. Okay, so it goes right there, it hides, come back, goes up, and turns to rectangle back and goes up. Okay, so yeah, a whole lot of stuff we could do with jQuery. I'm so excited that you're actually watching this right now. I wish I could meet you more virtually and to encourage you. Okay, but there's just one thing I want to say in this course. Okay, jQuery is really cool. Okay, if you don't want to write a lot of code in JavaScript, you just have to go to jQuery. Now, it's not actually saying you should leave JavaScript. You probably would have a little idea about it, but jQuery is more fantastic. Okay, you can't actually outweigh a father from the son. Okay, the father is still superior. Okay, but with jQuery, you could just build minimal effect on your website and forget about the whole huge functionality JavaScript comes with. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to say. This course is going to be a lengthy course. I am going to make a whole lot of video on this course by God's grace. Okay, I could make 100 200 videos. Don't get tired out. Okay, and I'll make each video short. A video could take say 4 minutes or 6 minutes at most, so that you'll be able to reference to each video. So say I'm talking about variables, I'm going to tell you, okay, this is just a video about variables and it's just going to be 5 minutes long, and another one be on functions, another one be about events. So in case you want to reference back to anyone, you could always go back and reference to it. Okay, then there's one vital thing I want to share with us right now, which is super important. It is very important. I'll be posting all these videos right here on my YouTube page, okay, on my YouTube channel, and you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel to stay updated, okay? Because the videos is going to be coming out one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. It's not going to be just out here, and the only way you stay updated is if you subscribe and on the notification on your YouTube page, okay? You need to subscribe to it. So all you just have to go and you just go to YouTube and type in the word Oziri Emeka. It's super simple. Oziri Emeka, that's my name, that's my YouTube channel link, okay? And then when you click on it, you're gonna see the subscribe button. Okay, so I'm so fascinated. Let's just get started. I see you in the course, okay?